What's the first thing that pops in your head when you see UConn versus Oklahoma?
Well, I was on air on Fox Sports Radio when the bracket came out. The first UConn-related thing that popped up was, they're not in Duke's region. I mean, everybody was projecting them to be playing Duke in round 2. Obviously you have to survive round 1. And Duke's bracket came up first, and so that was the first thing that kind of struck me. Beyond that, then you see the draw. A couple things. One, they're still in Raleigh, which is kind of interesting, but you avoid Duke, which, listen, the reason the Duke thing became interesting is obviously Cooper Flagg. Would he be available on Sunday, et cetera? But you realize if you survive Oklahoma, that, you might have an even more challenging task in front of you with Florida. They're playing really well. But with Oklahoma, I've been a little bit of a critic of Porter Moser. It just doesn't seem like it's working. But you got to give credit where it's due. They basically had 3 must-win games in a row. They got all of them. They end up in the 8-9 game. I think most brackets had them as a 10 or 11. Doesn't really matter. But the one thing I'll say, they got some good out-of-conference wins. I know the SEC win-loss record wasn't great, but whatever you think about, should they have gotten 13, 14 bids, it was the toughest league in college basketball this year. And so they played well late. They played well when they needed to. They easily could have beaten Kentucky and gotten to the quarters of the SEC tournament. But I don't think any UConn fan is, but certainly not a team to take lightly.